The Ethera update as we know it brought along many nerfs and changes to playstyles we were used to. This primarily includes hunters and mages, as warriors remain fairly untouched. Today I'll go over the new best builds for all hunter subclasses and some mage subclasses. If you want to skip to a certain part 1, I'll have timestamps in the description, or you can check out the segments on the video. As for the changes, mages didn't really get nerfed or buffed. The only notable changes were to Warlock and the introduction of the ornate staff. However, as for hunters, they got hit pretty hard during this update. If you log on to Vesteria and try to shoot your bow, you will realize that there are no longer multi-arrows. And if you check the skinned ready hat, you will see that dex was removed from it and that the intelligence was further decreased. The incisor was also nerfed, however it's not as bad as it might sound. The incisor lost 5% crit damage from its perk and that was about it. Rangers now gain the ability to change their stance to either rapid stance or sniper stance. Ornate bow was also introduced this update, but this bow is only good for Trickster but can be utilized by Rangers. Ranger. As for Ranger's gear, it's practically the same. However, to get the best results, here are some builds. Ravager boots, fierce or swift variant of armor, primarily hobo. The best weapon for damage includes Dustworm Longbow and Forgotten Bow. Get variant if possible. Skinned ready hat. The dagger can be either incisor, digger's last resort, or icicle. Forgotten dagger also works. As for skills, max out Ranger stance and hail of arrows. And the stat build can be either 50-50 split of dexterity and STR, but have one more dexterity than strength, as this allows you to obtain rapid stance. Or 50% dexterity, 25% intelligence, and 25% strength. Only recommended for ornate bow builds. Ornate bow builds rely around intelligence. This isn't really recommended for Rangers, but if you want to build something different than STR and dexterity, then you can go either 50% dexterity, 25% intelligence, and 25% strength, or go overkill with 50-50 split of int and dexterity. However, again, the ornate bow is not recommended for Ranger or Assassin. Trickster. Trickster is basically the same. I haven't played much Trickster after the new ability was added. However, you could probably find a guide on Trickster's skill and stat builds. I'm not too sure what a Trickster build would look like right now, but I imagine it's mostly dexterity and intelligence. If I had to guess, it would probably look something like 50 dexterity, 30 strength. Please do not build this because I am not sure of Trickster builds at the moment, and the rest into int. And of course the ornate bow to complement Trickster. As for gear, it remains the same. Skinned ratty, Sandskulker or hobo armor, Sandskulker boots, incisor and ornate bow. You will most likely not be relying on your bow as a Trickster now, since bows got nerfed, so if you do trap an enemy, use either bubble burst or spam dagger, or the ornate bow skill if you do enough damage. As for Assassin, bows are no longer viable. You will now rely on your dagger 99% of the time. This means that Dustworm Longbow, Forgotten Bow and Ballistas are now not recommended for Assassins. The recommended bow would be Sand Ravaged, because of the crit rate. The dagger can be either Forgotten Dagger, Incisor, or Ornate Dagger. Recommended dagger would be Incisor. As for stat builds, the sweet spot is generally 70-90 dexterity and the rest into strength. However, I find it better to get 90 dexterity because of the passive. Try your best to get 90 dexterity and 100 strength, as this will provide massive damage to assassins. For skills, you generally want to max Shadow Walk and Shadow Fury, and the rest is up to you. For this update, mages didn't get nerfed or buffed, they stayed kind of the same other than a few changes. Warlocks got a new change, where if you have 50 strength, your pillage vitality bolts all shoot at once. The best build for Warlock right now is 50 to 70 strength, 30 dexterity and the rest into intelligence. It is recommended that you get 70 strength because of the perk that gives you 10% extra damage, and 30 dexterity because of the quick cast perk. For skills, max out pillage vitality, desecrate and blood plague. The rest is up to you, but I'd recommend putting the last 3 points into dark ritual. As for staff, you can go for either Astro Scepter or Ornate Staff. The new best weapon for clerics is the Ornate Staff. And as for stats, you can either go 70 to 100 dexterity and the rest into intelligence, or the classic 30 dexterity and the rest into intelligence with either Spider Web Staff or Astro Scepter. Anyways, that is about all I've got today. Thanks for watching and a good day.